Oh my God, you can't make this shit up. You just can't. Okay, you just can't. The long-awaited Fed digital payment system to launch in July. Long-awaited. By who? By who? The Fed? Who was sitting there saying, like, you know what I really wish would happen? I wish that our country would come up with a freaking digital currency and we could just do away with cash. That way the government knows every single thing that I have, the money I have coming in, the money I have going out. If I want to sell a couple of personal assets, they could dip their hand in that cookie jar too. Or maybe perhaps if they just don't like me very much, they could just, I don't know, extract funds out of there or freeze all my accounts. Maybe I made an angry face that day, okay? And the weird AI software that's registering my furrowed brow decided, like, I don't like his attitude, extract $100. Listen, folks. Nobody was like, this was not a long-awaited thing by the people. It was a long-awaited thing by the Fed, okay, and by our government. And if you follow, okay, the cookie crumbs, it'll inevitably fucking lead you somewhere, right? Think about this for a second. Silicon Valley Bank gets freaking torpedoed due to their own negligence and insane fucking inflation, right? All kinds of things added to that. This administration being one of them, okay? But then they go after two other banks, I think a third one today. Okay. And what I've read about one and particularly the other banks, and I'm getting into the other one right now, they were solvent, but they were all crypto friendly. So what does that mean exactly? Is it possible that they want to go after every single bank that was more crypto friendly to cause a big panic in the crypto world? So you would try to get rid of the one asset that you can hold where you have complete control over your own money. It's a non-inflatable freaking asset and it's a store of value. Okay. The interesting thing that was about crypto is because crypto technically is a digital payment system. You could look at it like that. I look at it as more of a store of value, particularly pertaining to Bitcoin. Okay. But what happened with that was that whole entire thing was given to people before it was given to institutions. Okay. And therein lies the freedom of it because we actually have some control over our lives. So after these people go after crypto-friendly frickin' banks, causing a frickin' panic and a mass sell-off of frickin' crypto, which is what they hoped would happen, which it didn't, mind you, which is fantastic. We can talk about that later. Okay. But what happens then? Now we have banks that are folding down, creating more people to get scared. And what do? They rush the frickin' banks. So now more banks are going to get overloaded with people trying to make withdrawals, which is going to crash our shitty fiat currency, right? Our fiat system. And everyone's going to frickin' panic. They can't get their money out. What are you going to do? What are we going to do? Who are we going to turn to? What are we going to do? And then, my friends, insert long-awaited Fed digital payment system. And there you have it. There's the big ploy, folks. You know what I mean? And shit, sure, I could be wrong. But am I? Dude, with everything else that we've seen and the distance, the lengths these people are willing to go to set control on frickin' all of us, dude, you think that this isn't bad? Like, put everything together, look at the series of events, and then try to project where it could possibly go. And I know some people might say, like, well, there's another conspiracy theory. How many fucking conspiracy theories do there need to be that's proven true before it just actually becomes a fact, not a conspiracy theory? And meanwhile, these guys are just putting a studded belt on their fist and just getting ready to just shove it right up our frickin' ass.
We are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well.
We tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.